Good morning, everybody. I'm Fred Kempe. I'm President and CEO of the Atlantic Council, and it's my honor and pleasure to welcome you to the Geotechnology and Policy Forum, a part of our ongoing and fruitful partnership with His Excellency Omar Al-Allama and the World Government Summit. Minister Omar is with royalty this morning. I don't take it personally, and we'll see him later on. But I want to tell a story since he's not here, and there can be no punishment afterwards. A few years ago, working as the President and CEO of the Atlantic Council in Washington, D.C., I got a call from the Emirati Embassy, and they said, you know, we've created this new position, and it's a Minister for AI. He's a young man. Invite him to the Atlantic Council, maybe put on a dinner for him. I can't really promise, we haven't really met him, I can't really promise, how it's going to go. So from his first meeting in the Atlantic Council to the dinner we did in Washington's Cafe Milano that evening, people were just blown away. They were blown away by his intelligence, they were blown away by his capability, they were blown away about what he understood about a science many of us didn't know very much about. And we've been working with him ever since. This is our fourth year doing this at the World Government Summit. We've had our energy forum here as well. And it's just really wonderful to always come back here to the Emirates and work together with His Excellency. We're a Washington, D.C. based think tank. I hate the term think tank because everyone can think. And do tank sounds a little bit too trite, but we're much more close to that. We're an action, we're a place that does things. We're a place of practitioners. We're a place that tries to move the needle on issues, and that really sets us apart. And our mission is shaping the global future together with partners and allies. A mission clearly shared by the World Governments Summit as we join forces to promote international cooperation and innovative technologies to improve the lives of societies and shape solutions for global challenges. Today, the Geotechnology and Policy Forum, led by the Atlantic Council's Geotech Center, will connect technology leaders, policy experts, industry decision makers from across the world through future-focused dialogue on global space governance. We consider these convenings important, but even more important is the relationships you put together, the work that we can do together between these convenings, so that we keep the ideas and the work going forward. Today's space ecosystem could hardly look more different than what we've seen in the past. Privately funded systems now crowd Earth's orbits, and just last year we saw the first commercial platform landing on the moon, as well as several successful human space flights. Startups and established companies now blend the creative potential of science and this unstoppable drive of private enterprise to pursue ever more challenging projects in space. The competition for global governance between great powers is growing, while more nations are eager to enter the ecosystem to decide their own future. Back when we started, only a small number of nations led space through ever bolder missions, but in the last decade, the UAE and other emerging nations have made great strides in space missions, expanding their footprints on the moon and Mars. Space is no longer the playground for a few, it's the geopolitical frontier of the many. It's an exciting time for space, but it also calls for a thoughtful approach in developing a governance system that is open, collaborative, sustainable, and inclusive of all nations. Remember that the law of orbital mechanics doesn't care about geopolitics on Earth. While we get excited about the infinite opportunities that await us in space, we also have witnessed growing risks in this majestic environment, including space debris, spectrum interference, and orbital sustainability concerns. The more important space becomes, the greater the dangers of potential conflict in space as well. A great friend of mine, David Ignatius, who I worked with at the Wall Street Journal, wrote a book called Phantom Orbit. And I suggest you read it. You're probably greater experts even than he is on space. but it's just a wonderful story of, it has a love story, and there's Russians and Chinese and Americans involved, but ultimately it really gets to the heart of what a conflict in space could look like. We at the Atlantic Council are dedicated to building this future in space by analyzing recent developments in space innovation exploration, while shaping collaborative frameworks for different players to govern this final frontier together. Our future generations will be grateful for the efforts that everyone is starting to build today. So first of all, I want to thank our distinguished panelists for your deep-rooted commitment to this exciting and vital conversation. I'd like to thank the audience here for engaging in ever-expanding global space community. And I also really want to thank the UAE and the World Government Summit partners, His Excellency Omar Al-Olama, who I mentioned, Mohammed Al-Sharhan, and Khalifa, where are you, Khalifa? Ben Hindi? Khalifa may have, unless I've seen him raise his hand, but anyway, we have just great partners in the rest of the WGS team. And my Atlantic Council colleagues, Graham Brookie, Raul Brenz, Emily Sepsico, and Ryan Penn for your tireless efforts to make this possible. Ultimately, I have the distinct pleasure of welcoming a truly exceptional group of thought leaders in this field from a number of countries and sectors with perspectives that can help us better understand the environment of today and the missions of tomorrow. So now let me hand over to Coley, I believe, right? I want to hand over to Coley Felt, who would tell you what she does at our headquarters at the Atlantic Council, and to have her introduce our day.